I like Disruptor a lot against DP. I think just because you can't use yourself out of the glimpse, it's like one of the better ways to deal with her. She's in really fast hero too, so glimpse plus the ring is so nice against him.
So let's see, expect either the 5 position support, maybe a Witch Doctor here, or possibly the Yang hero. I guess
It's probably DDC's hero.
yeah,
Witch Doctor.
Witch Doctor's a safe pick.
Oh.
Okay.
That's why they banned TB.
Yeah.
All right.
Makes
It
sense.
will be the Sylar Luna. Yeah, it's interesting. It's a hero that they brought back into the meta at Bucharest, kind of playing around that Luna Gyro matchup and rewinding time a little bit. But here they're going to take it right into the enemy cores not being revealed yet.
Reminds me a bit of EG in the sense of, you know, you have a Luna and a DP. If you get any kind of advantage, that's going to convert into objectives really quickly.
Yeah.
Yep. That is very scary. What can InFamous do against that? Should they have something that they can do that with as well? Or focus more on having a better, maybe better high ground defense, but then you don't want to set yourself up to, as we mentioned it, to not lose rather than to win.
I mean, it makes it, I guess it makes it a decent PL game, although he has the 2 silences to worry about.
I think part of it's just about the play. You know, like InFamous can get really punished if they make those mistakes they often make in the mid game against this lineup. Suddenly they lose half their base. It's not necessarily that scary if you're like playing the mid game correctly, I would say.
Well, they're taking their time here.
Maybe you pick Tiny. Just threaten the burst damage against both DP and Luna, subject to early, vulnerable to early burst damage.
Yeah, but then Luna is going to be one of those heroes that buys a BKB very early on.
Well, yeah, but
you're
that's...
going to lose part of that. You're going to bank a lot on getting a very early advantage, which you might not get considering how VGJ played
But again,
previous game.
you've got to pick left, and forcing a Luna to buy a BKB earlier can be value in and of itself if you believe you can pull on the game. Okay.
They go for a DK. What do you reckon, Will?
I thought they needed tower hit like really badly. They needed some way to be able to convert their fights into something. That's one thing that InFamous always do well. Like they always pick Pepito, a hero that will transition like a team fight 1 into doing something else. And that's something that, for example, yesterday Final Tribe like sorely lacked. This time around, like they're gonna pick the DK so that if you do take a fight, you can transition it into something. It adds another layer of disable and something that can frontline for you, so that this Omni Knight can just sit behind. It's really a nice combo too, Omni plus DK. Because Omni inherently makes like the really tanky heroes even better. Because you're able to fully utilize like the fact that you don't have to immediately be there with a hero like Omni Knight behind DK.
You can get more heals off. You can extend the BKB with the repel. Like it really reinforces the tankiness of the Dragon Knight.
They should try to give Katara the hero that will like absolute late game window if possible.
Do you think Shadow Demon Luna's any good anymore?
ST feels like a really slow hero. He doesn't feel useful independent.
There was one SD in this tournament, I think. It was actually against Luna, but I think it lost.
No, you're right, and it did lose. And it was with Morphling on the team as well. We go for Tiny.
It's good.
On the other side, VGJ.
It's good. I think Yang looked a lot better in the second game than the first game when he had a hero that could kind of like jump in, initiate, get things started.
Yeah, well, let's see. We are gonna have last pick go the way of InFamous. So good news for them. They need a little bit of an edge.
Yeah, I just think Tiny, the biggest single value of Tiny in this situation is just as a lane stabilizer. I mean, Tiny is going to be fine. Both the cores on the other side are melee, and so you just have a ton of freedom for both supports to back up the DP or Luna if they get pressured all in their lanes.
5 seconds remaining. Dire team pick.
I think this is probably the least amount of bonus time I've seen both teams have at the end of the draft. Because I think both teams are through it completely. And normally it's just one team that is doing this. So obviously, this is game 3 of the semifinals. This game can propel you forward to have a chance to beat Evil Geniuses in that grand finals later today.
I thought we would see that in the second phase. It got picked 5th, but still no surprise. Really, VGJ, this is a very safe draft from them. It's all about lane stability. We're not going to get too far behind, and we have a lineup that, if it gets ahead, is just going to take all of your towers.
Whittier Jug.
Ooh, troll!
Okay.
First of the tournament.
And InFamous are going to respond in kind, man.
Ooh.
It is a hero that Qatar can go ham on.
And you want to talk about pressuring objectives. This hero Troll makes any lineup into a push lineup, and especially with the DK already on board.
Yep.
Man, this is going to be a fast and furious game.
But who is gonna take it? I'm gonna ask for predictions. I don't do that very often, but this time I feel like it is so split.
I would love to see SA Dota show up on the main stage again. I have to go with the stats on this one and say VGJ.
All right, Scant.
Yeah, I think the DP is going to play faster than the Dragon Knights.
Oh,
they're
come
just
on.
going to be ahead.
Come on, Will.
What? I love South America.
But do you think are they gonna take this?
Yeah, 100%.
All right.
The
all
game's
right.
over.
100%.
The game is over. Let's find out who's gonna face Evil Geniuses in that grand finals and hear what our commentators have to say about this Game 3 ODM Fogged.
Thank you very much, Shiva, and indeed it's been a great series so far here, coming to you from Jakarta. And myself, Buddy Pixel and Fog, we're ready for this Game 3. Something a little different, Fog, to a hero that we don't see that much of. Minos bringing the Terrorblade into this final deciding match.
Terrorblade. Troll Warlord.
Troll War, just testing you. It's been a long day. We've had a couple of long series. You guys know that.
We've gotten the
Troll
most
Warlord.
60-minute games out of
I'm just not
between
used to
us.
saying the hero's name.
It's fine.
Who else plays the Troll nowadays?
We haven't seen it too much, but it's a pretty good core matchup, at least versus that Luna. You can actually close the gap. You can get that bash slot coming out. Can be pretty interesting. The big thing that I'm looking forward to this game, though, is how much can Schofield make happen on this Tusk in comparison to that Shaker, because he did fall kind of flat in that Shaker. He got, like, I think he had, like, what, maybe one Echo Slam that was actually dodged by the BKB in that one instance, so he wasn't able to find those good openings, and also Stinger.
Here we go.
They picked this Omni Knight in order to have the Guardian Angel versus that Exorcism. The last game, he didn't get it in any good situation, so it's really looking forward to see if he can actually make that happen this time. Well, on the other side, Vici, just like Nahaz had mentioned, I completely agree with this statement. This is a very safe, well-constructed lineup that can actually take advantage of any type of team fight they take. They have so many different ways to push. Same thing with the Roche. They have very many ways to get objectives.
Smoke will be dispelled here. Miku on the high ground. Yaga still Fate though, still rolling. Gets the connection with the slow. Miku has got the safety of Pepita. Sylar, see if we get a bit of a look in as well, but Miku and Pepita will hold themselves underneath the tower.
Pepita dropping his stout shield just to taunt the enemies. 2 tangos expended though from Disruptor. Costly.
We'll be interested to see how
30
Pepita does
seconds
on the
to
DK, as we saw sort of pretty much all of his more favorable heroes taken away from him this game in the draft.
Look at Stinger. He's got the boots. He's in position to pull the wave. Look at the wraparound, InFamous. It is scouted by Thunder. So it looks like we will have 2 for 2 runes this time around.
The battle begins.
So in terms of the pace of the game, as the panel was talking, is it, if you are InFamous, you sort of pointed out to me the way that the Troll versus Luna matchup works. So you just want to have the Troll ahead of the Luna at all times, so that you have that chance in the team fights that you get on top of the Luna, you get a bash or so, you're able to just out DPS the Luna in a 1v1 in the midst of a sort of a full team fight engagement.
It's just going to be mostly about closing the gap and relying a lot on the repel early on. Because he's going to need a BKB or just magic immunity, but I think he wants to stall out for his own. He wants to get those items just for that movement speed to close the gap onto that Luna.
Stinger will be able to grab the wave, take it around towards the tower. DDC trying to make him pay in terms of just punching him down as much as he can. Bottom lane, Fade. Got the roll in, look at the blocks. Miku will be taken down. First blood there for Yak. Fade goes straight for the TP out and he'll make it. No way to hold him back as VGJ get away with murder. It's mid lane at the moment. Even CS on the first wave or such between Pepita and Freeze.
Pepita's gotten every last hit so far for himself.
He's trying his best to get the HP offset in his favor. Siphon use.
Perfect CS so far for the DK. The Death Prophet also has the chance to do 5-0, now 6-0. Very, very even mid lane at the moment. And Fade is prioritizing making sure that Yang can have a good game bottom, since it does look like InFamous is doing a full tri-lane. They have even blocked the pull.
You see down bottom, bit of a go being made here by InFamous. They'll get the shards down. Miku's there with the wraparound. Has the Thunderstrike down onto Yang. The snowball to close the gap. Yang gets surrounded. Taken down. Fade can only roll away from that. As InFamous, as you say, with the 3 heroes sat down here, a little different to the dual lanes that we've seen in the other matches, getting that offlane kill.
Yeah, getting that early level 2 on Tusk, very important for them to be able to be that aggressive. Now Fade,
I'll take that.
trying to get that room, but Miku will take it from him.
Got it.
CS for both safe laners at the moment, looking pretty even. Top lane, a bit of a go being made onto Stinger, but he's got the Purification Repel if he needs it, and he's stacked up on tangos.
He's made Sylar miss a couple last hits because of that, lane pull shenanigans he did, but Sylar has full 9 denies in comparison to the Troll Weds. Only 4.
Making sure that Stinger can't get those levels that are going to be needed in terms of being able to help his teammates out when the fights do kick off. And with that attempt there for DDC and Sylar, they will be able to force Stinger right back. Schofield, he'll come up to the top lane to get a bit of a look into the experience while Stinger has to make the trip back home.
Fade, trying to pull the creep wave. They does lose vision of him though, so. There's a walking courier also now heading down toward the bottom lane. Fade, he does hit 3 minutes though. We'll be safe.
Oh,
Ball comes in though, but it's under the tower.
Yeah, it's going to get blocked from Miku. They turn. Kinetic field's down with the right click from Minos. It's going to get close. He pops the Fairy Fire Fade with the avalanche. Is it going to be enough to hold them back? It looks like it will. Space is created. The Thunderstrike will still come through, cancelling the sound on Fade. Same time up top, snowball forward onto DDC. Repels down onto Schofield. They won't quite be able to finish off the Witch Doctor, but they do have to back off. Back down bottom. Fade gets gone upon. They get the 1-for-1 trade. Yang trying to finish off Minos, tosses the tree in. Not enough to bring him down. So support's trading lives on the bottom lane. Top, again, the fight continuing. Schofield tries with the shards. DDC turns with the cast. Purification out onto Schofield, but he's going to have to run himself under the tower. No way of getting out of that, as Thunder will take Schofield out of the top lane and keep the space for Sylar to keep hitting those creeps.
Both side lanes extremely active at the moment. While mid, dead even still. Papita on freeze.
Pretty much the second time this series we've got to see a sort of classic 1v1.
Yeah.
Bottom lane, Yang this time did not have Fade in the neighborhood. Backed off, Fade, he wanted the bounty route. The greed from the Earth Spirit cost the life of his offlaner.
It was pretty nice actually that Schofield did die top. I mean, of course he doesn't want to, but dying, he actually is able to deliver the boots bottom to finish Minos' phase boots rather than having to wait for the courier a bit longer. Roll in, they're looking for Minos.
Schofield actually going to help try and turn things around. Brings Minos across onto Fade. Fade looking for the escape, but the sharp block is there. Fade cannot get himself out. He'll turn. The combo coming through. Is it enough to bring down Minos? The mischance, but the tree comes in, flies into the face of the troll. VGJ find 1 return kill. Can they get themselves another? They've only lost their Fade, the Earth Spirit. Might be able to get Schofield as well. There's the toss with the Maledict still on him. Schofield buys some time with the snowball, not long enough to protect him. But the Maledict tick comes through.
The sigil slow, is it enough?
Well, the slow as well from the axes. Avalanche trying to keep Minos away from DDC. DDC turns with the cast, then TP's coming down. Yang, maybe see if they can punish Minos for this, but the Avalanche still unavailable for 5 seconds. Means the Minos will be able to back up.
Are fortified.
These side lanes, man.
So much movement.
The mid lane matchup. I can't remember the last time we saw 5 minutes in. No one else is out of look in. It's a pure 1v1. That might be about to change though.
I miss the 1v1s. I really do.
These guys, Freeze and Papita, getting pretty much even farm. Now things will change up. Schofield's going to come in towards the middle. We'll soak up some XP, and they want to try and make a play. Papita hit 6, immediately sort of tag teaming out of the lane as Schofield turns up. And they're rotating the dragon down bottom.
It's a very unexpected smoke movement.
DDC tries to open up onto Minos. They've got the cast, they've got the chain stuns. Minos falling low, pops the stick charges, and time has now been bought for Papita to come in. The kinetic field, and they're pre-fired. Papita getting the easiest double kill of his life. The vision's there to glimpse back Yang. This rotation from the DK coming with the backup of Miku, doing a lot. Yang tries for the TP out. Will he make it? He will. Yang gets out.
Nice heads up play. As soon as that stun's used, he's aware that he can TP because there's no bash. Just in time. Could have gotten unlucky, but... very nice rotation, a very unexpected one coming up from InFamous.
Would have been amazing for them if they did get the Tiny. But still, getting a double kill, that's nice money. For the DK up top, Sylar popping the Eclipse for an attempt onto Stinger. The repel was out. Not quite enough damage. With the right click as well to bring down this Omni. Stinger will survive. And with the rest of that timing on the rotation with the Elder Dragon form, Pepita will look to get a bit of damage done to this tier 1 bottom. Mid lane. We must have to be careful. Pepita will return. Maluku's on the high ground. Fade and DDC smoked up. Sort of umming and ahhing between the top lane and the middle lane. Where do they want to try and make a play? That is the question.
Looks like it might just be top.
Stinger.
Got Stinger very low here.
Does not have his level 6 yet. They'll look for the roll-in straight away. Stinger looking to duke it out, but the smash will connect. They're diving in. Sylar taking a few tower hits though. I mean, he has to back up, so an unsuccessful play there from the two supports of VGJ.THUNDER. Always hard to dive against an Omni. One slip up and there's always going to be the chance for a repel, a purification to make things a lot harder. And now InFamous, they're trying to match that movement. They're moving up themselves, they're behind Stinger. They know there's a chance the supports are still up here and they're seeing if they go for the bait. Will they go on to Stinger again? If DDC does, Schofield and Miku will be there to answer. In fact, they're going to go straight in onto Fade. He was trying to get some XP out of the lane. InFamous find the kill. Sylar and DDC, they want to turn. They don't have Eclipse, but they do have Freeze. This time it's VGJ with a rotation of their mid laner. Freeze has the ghost up, looks towards Schofield. They've taken down Miku. They'll get the man as well, or maybe not the shards. The ghosts are there.
They will chase. Bottom Yang. Going toe-to-toe with Minos. Minos will be able to escape now, though. Seems like we're having actual exact mirror movements from both teams.
Absolutely.
Even Freeze. You saw Pepita make the rotation bottom. Now Freeze makes his rotation to his safe lane.
Stinger.
Starting to pressure Stinger.
He has the repel. It is going to wear off. They're going to look to chase this one down. Will he get the chance to put the purification? He won't. The Lucifer beam nuke too much, but InFamous, they want to make them pay for this. Schofield TP's in. Miku as well. They've got the kinetic field. Roll forward with the snowball. DDC will fall for Freeze. He's going to be fine. Tanks up with the heal from the Exorcism. Himself and Sylar turn. Finish off the kill onto Schofield. Pepita's got the space down middle. Pops the Dragon Form. Will take a tier 1 tower on his own.
Whew. Dead even game right now.
Series so far has been a fantastic matchup between these two teams.
Yeah.
Not every day you get to see InFamous versus VGJ.THUNDER, but it's certainly proving to be an entertaining matchup between these two.
And look at this item decision from Pepita. He did this yesterday on the Death Prophet, the first choice for the Blink Dagger. This time around, he doesn't really have that natural initiator. It's his job, so he wants to be able to get that one right away for his team. And it will be Minos queuing up that Battle 3 so he can try to match the farm of the Luna, being able to split push waves and farm ancients and stacks, etc. Eight to 9 minutes.
Up top, Stinger. Just now have that level 6 point in the GA. The presence. They get a bit of a rest onto Sylar. Bottom lane, toss it to Minos. Schofield going to react, gets the sharp block off. Sort of stepping back, sort of tickling away slowly but surely, just aware that backup could be there for VGJ.THUNDER, and it is indeed. Two TPs come forward down towards the bottom lane to back up Yang.
So very tanky, tiny, 1600 HP with the 9 armor.
Schofield always walked into this. Will duke out the boulder smash. They've got the avalanche toss combo. The rotation allowing Yang to get the chance to move in, turn things around, get the pick off. Mid lane, DDC and Freeze putting some pressure onto the tier 1. They're going to sweep across. They know that it's likely that these side camps towards the mid lane are being farmed, but they'll keep their attention prioritized on that tower. Same time up top, Pepita, he's in with the Dragon Form, constantly getting the pressure on, being incredibly active, Pepita, on this Dragonite. Each and every time the ult is available, he's doing something with it.
They have to be pretty active in this game too. They have to make sure that this Troll Warlord can get the farm, because there is an insane amount of nuke burst damage on the side of Thunder. With Troll Warlord, that's the biggest thing that he actually gets punished by, is all that nuke. He's very squishy, unless he has repel.
It's another tower taken by the Dragon. Mid lane, Minos. Run down here by the Siphon. He'll turn with the slow one to Freeze. Freeze, another Siphon charge. Stick charges come through from Minos. Will just about keep him alive. Bottom lane.
The Blink Dagger reveal.
It's going to catch this man off guard. Sylar has been punished. Pushes out a little too far on his own.
Pepita is, besides that last game, I think throughout all this tournament, he's really been playing spectacular to me.
InFamous have just really been coming into their own on this land. to a level that we haven't seen before from the South American side, but they are looking impressive here on the main stage in Indonesia. VGJ Thunder, ready to smoke.
They've got the Tome of Knowledge coming out to be delivered for Fade. It's going to be close to pushing him to that level 6, but not just quite yet. Schofield is 6. He's under vision, though.
See if they can find something bigger, potentially VGJ Thunder. They want a core. Miku's there, sort of blocking it off from Stinger. They'll look for the opening onto Miku. Stinger will get the chance to react, pops the Purification, keeping Miku safe. The smoke from Thunder will not warrant them a kill.
The glimpse.
It's a bit of a mini one, but it will sort of tear DDC away from the rest of his team, so DDC will fall. Stinger, silence, will be able to keep himself alive, gets the Purification off just as the silence comes off. So InFamous actually able to make Thunder pay with the life of DDC off the back of Thunder's own smoke play. Top lane Sylar, he is pushing in, but he is on his own. Slows come out from the axe. The rest of Thunder are sweeping over towards Sylar to back him up. Yang finding the opening onto Schofield, just goes for the avalanche. Snowball's going to be there to dodge off the Lucid Beam, but he goes straight into the hands of Sylar. They've got the toss, they have the control. Schofield will be taken down. And VGJ Thunder grouped up. They want to try for more. They roll forward. They're looking for Minos to get the silence into the smash. The Lucid Beam as well. Minos getting burnt down low. And they're going to
Storm.
The kinetic field. Miku, he's got the control. They're moving in. Pepita has the control with the damage. The GA comes out. Pepita still fully low to the side for the magical damage from VGJ Thunder isn't enough. Pepita goes to the shrine for the Lucid Beam. The Eclipse from Sylar secures Thunder the fight. Despite what looked like a great attempt from Miku to turn things around, but the Voodoo Restoration was out. The self-sustain from Thunder was enough to outdo that of InFamous as VGJ Thunder take the fight and get Sylar a couple of big kills.
Oh my god, that was scary for a second. All of them caught under that ulti on top of the Guardian Angel, but the thing is that Thunder, majority of their damage is magical, so that Guardian Angel not having as big of an effect, and also, that was a 4v5. Minos was just farming during that one because he's gone for the Battle Fury build.
And very hard for the Trolls to get involved at this stage. They've got to create him space. That was a very costly way for InFamous to do so, though.
Yeah.
Giving a fair bit towards Thunder now. The Blink Dagger timing is there on Yang. 14 minutes, he's looking to already get aggressive with it. He's still up on this top lane with backup. Ideally, they want Pepita. They're going to jump in, look for the combo. Pepita quick with the Dragon Tail onto this Tiny. They've got the kinetic field down. Pepita will be safe. Extra TP's coming in as well for InFamous to make sure that VGJ Thunder can't continue to look for the play. So, the Blink Dagger reveal from Yang, not really off to the start that the Thunder may have hoped with the item, as it does not get them a kill. InFamous are able to react. As Minos, 500 gold away from Battle Fury.
Keeping up decently with the Luna. The problem is that he's level 9, while you see Sylar, who's been more involved with his team, 4, 1, and 6, involved in 10 of those kills, level 12 already.
Freeze. He's over. They've got this ward down. VGJ Thunder. They know that Minos is here. Silence is out. He needs backup, and he needs it now. Is he going to get in time? Doesn't look like he yanked him with the combo. Takes down the Troll Warlord, and now Fade's rolling in for more. He's looking for Schofield. Stinger is turning up to this fight, but this is a hard one for them to take. And with the Yule's control there, he's going to get thrown up into the air. He cannot help Schofield, and he himself will be in trouble as well as VGJ Thunder take all 3.
Such an overwhelming amount of control coming out from Thunder. The silence is constantly catching on top of that Omni Knight. That time around, the Yules. Now top, Freeze.
It's found
Pepita trying to make moves.
Backups there from Fade. They've got the control. Pepita falling low. He'll turn with the Dragon Tail. Again, this Yule Scepter usage from Freeze, allowing the time and setup for the rest to come through and finish off yet another 4 kills back-to-back for Thunder.
They're starting to ramp it up. They're just really taking advantage of that Battle Fury build that the Troll has. They know that he can't really get involved in the game to help out his team. Miku, during all that, did go for a little bit of a cheeky play and got some wards down, so they'll be able to watch at least some of the movements coming up from Thunder.
As we can see there, in terms of out of view timing for Minos, he's hitting the average, so not amazing news, but not bad news either for
Especially,
Minos.
yeah, I mean, when he's contested as well, right? They did put a lot of effort to slow down that Battle Fury. It's a pretty decent timing. The biggest disparity in this game is definitely the Omni Knight in comparison to that Tiny. You see Stinger sitting at 4K net worth and Tiny's 6,500. So Yang having quite a good game so far.
We saw what last game Stinger sort of struggled to really have too much of an impact on the Omni because of the heroes and the way that VGJ.THUNDER were playing. This game
looking similar.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a lot of, I mean, there's, you know, with the small cast range you have on the hero versus Earth Spirit as well as Death Prophet, getting those silences off is quite easy on the Omni whenever he comes in to heal and help his teammates. Mid, Thunder, they are looking to make a play. Gathering up, they are smoked. It is under vision of InFamous though, with those wards that Miku did place.
Where they're gonna head with it? They're looking towards tops. Minos pushing out that wave quite far, but he does now back away.
They want to keep checking those Ancients, keeping tabs on them because they know that Battle Fury on the Troll Warlord. Putting down a new ward there.
See if they find anything. They've got a bit of time left with the smoke. Minos is still hanging around up top.
Radiant
With Schofield by him. These two in a very scary position at the moment if they do follow up with this smoke move, but in fact they're going to back up. They look towards Pepita instead. They've got the silence. Stinger is there, but the silence again, making sure that Stinger, he can't offer any sort of save immediately onto Pepita. Will now come through with a chance. Static Storm comes out. GA's there from Stinger. Keeping them alive at the moment. They're backing away. Miku goes for the TP out, but the Yules will be there to cancel it. They'll get the disruptors controlled. Silence is in. They'll charge forward. Freeze finishes off the support kill. But at least this time for InFamous, they're able to get the cores back to safety. Pepita will survive.
But Thunder now, they're committing for the Roche with this medallion pickup on the Death Prophet. They still have Exorcism at the ready, and with this Lunar Blessing Aura, this can be brought down quite quickly.
With the Battle Fury Troll Builders, we're saying there's just very little way that Minos can get involved in these fights at this stage.
Yeah, they're going to try to go for a steal here. Schofield scouting out with Sigil. They've got Pepita with Blink Dagger as well.
Goes in, it's rather early here with the snowball, and they'll just turn and burst it. That's going to be the Tuscan jump for Pepita. He tries for it, he won't get it. VGJ.THUNDER get the kill, they get the Aegis, and they'll also get Pepita.
And now Stinger has to repel. We'll be able to just TP out.
So the attempt there being made by InFamous, but it cost them a couple of lives.
They're
Thunder
trying to
keeping the advantage.
They're trying to make a lot of space for this Troll Warlord, but it is extremely costly. Now they're at a 5k gold deficit, 10,000 experience deficit as well. And now there's an Aegis as well on Thunder. So in these fights, which they've been able to actually play, for the most part, 5v4, they've got even more of a number advantage.
What have we here?
It really does feel like we're seeing again in this series the power of the DP,
Yeah.
the way that these teams can utilize it, the timings, the item build-ups, the Yule Scepter pickup, as we've seen already, just doing so much, the AoE disable in terms of silences, making it so hard for them to fight into.
And now,
They're stealing
with this,
Ancients.
yeah, with this control of the game,
And InFamous is trying to come across, but this is such a hard fight for them to take. Sure, there's no Exorcism, but Thunder have many other ways to punch into them. Yang's out with a blink. There will be the catch from Pepita. Jumps forward. The shards are down. They're not actually going to get the trap, though. On the side, they do get the glimpse back onto Yang. Yang will fall. No Tiny for 50 seconds, but Sile's moving in with the Eclipse. They get the Lucid Beams down onto the Tusk. 1-for-1 at the moment. The rest of InFamous in trouble as Minos, he's being focused. He'll get the axes out, but there's just too much magical for him to deal with. They lose the Troll Warlord, and Pepita, he's surrounded as well. The DK down, Sila, he's too strong. Double kill for the Luna. Miku, he's in trouble as well. VGJ.THUNDER will get the full 5-man team wipe.
8k advantage now. Thunder just playing too fast pace for InFamous to respond. Every single time Stinger walks in, and he can't really get all of his spells off.
Middle tower is under attack.
And this Troll Warlord just can't get anything done. Sure, he's got the farm, but those items just don't sort of transpire into anything useful against VGJ.THUNDER's lineup at the moment.
No, he needs his own BKB. Stinger just can't actually be that repel that he's relying on. And Freeze just consistently being there every single time. 7-0 and 12 on this Death Prophet.
Yeah, sure, Stinger, he has the Yule Scepter to
not
remove the
enough,
silence,
though.
but and that's a couple of seconds you're up in the air. Sure,
Yeah.
you remove the silence, but you're disabling yourself, you know, sort of at the cost of it. So by the time you're down, it's highly likely that your Troll's already dead.
Absolutely.
We'll
Yules
go
comes
in.
out.
With the setup here, there's the self-Yules, trying to keep himself safe and alive. There's the stun though, silence post Jules, and he will fall.
They've got Exorcism available too. They're going to threaten high ground.
They're ready to go in. VGJ Thunder amping up the tempo. 21 minutes in. This 11k advantage. They're pushing into the base.
And Yang is stalking Minos up top, making sure that he can't TP home. It's actually on cooldown anyway.
Look at this tier 3 tower melt to the ghosts as it will almost certainly fall. No way for InFamous to stop that tower from going down. And the Rax as well in trouble. Sylar with their Mask of Madness punching into it. The glaives start bouncing. The mid lane's being cleaned up. Can InFamous make them pay in any sort of shape or fashion? They'll have Stinger back up in a couple of seconds. The silence, the Siphon onto the Tusk. He's being chased by the Ghost, but Peter comes in with a Dragon Tail. We'll make sure that Schofield survives. The Exorcism has now worn off. They'll get the glimpse back onto Freeze. They've got the trap with the Static Storm, but they'll just turn. They're punching into Stinger. Yang able to combo down Miku. They find the Omni Knight yet again. Schofield, Silence, Sylar chasing him down in the tree line. VGJ, they're just swarming the high ground of InFamous, and InFamous can do very little to keep them off. They've got the snowball. Schofield trying to buy some time, but it's a snowball into his own grave as they'll lose 3 yet again. Thunder, they just cannot be stopped. This pace that they're playing is so hard to deal with. Sure, top lane, Minos, he's putting on the split push, but he's just finding a tier 2. And VGJ Thunder, they're finding a second set of racks by the looks of it. InFamous, they will have the full 5-man backup in 10 seconds, but look at the speed that these racks fall. Even without the Exorcism, the punch of Sylar at this stage is just too damn strong. Yang tries with the jump in, instant Dragon Tail from Pepita will hold back the combo from Tiny. But InFamous, they have to find something big at this stage. VGJ Thunder are just taking full control of the game. They'll look towards Yang. Minos has his BKB finish. They'll find one. Now he turns towards Freeze, focusing the Death Prophet, but Freeze too speedy, gets off to the side of it all, and Sylar, he's running down the rest of Minos' team, forces Pepita back to base. Sylar will get used up. Have they got any follow-up? Minos being chased. The BKB unavailable. He needs Stinger to come in. Stinger getting held up into the air. The snowball forward. They need more out of this defensive, but the smash perfectly timed from Fade. Comes through onto Schofield and Minos. Minos does find DDC. There's the repel. He's trying to chase down Freeze, but with the ult set of Freeze so speedy, the Crypt Swarm comes through. Freeze turns, takes the life of the troll. Buybacks there from Schofield, but they're without Minos for 50 seconds. Thunder, they've only got 3 up at the moment, but they're so strong. Freeze, he's got the Exorcism back. They'll turn to the Tusk, jump forward, Pepita. They'll find the Death Prophet. They will kill off Freeze. Sylar, he's trapped in the Static Storm, but it doesn't matter. He turns, life steals up. He's looking for Pepita, the repel. Not enough to save the DK, as they'll lose the Dragon Knight. InFamous. Fade. Trying to find the smash, Lucent Beam as well. Pepita will buy back.
They get the glimpse.
They've got the vision onto Sylar, dragging him in. They've got the Luna controlled up. They'll surround him, repel up onto Pepita. No way for Fade to peel him off. Sylar trying to run.
Is he alive?
Can they actually get this Luna out of there with a 4-star? They just might. Jump forward though, Pepita, he has the blink back available. Will finish off the kill, but he's the only one alive at the moment for InFamous. They've got the Schofield Tusk back in the game. Thunder will now disengage. So InFamous certainly fighting tooth and nail, but they are still down 2 sets of racks.
2 sets of racks, costly buybacks as well, and it seems like whenever Thunder are grouped as that 5-man unit, it's almost impossible for InFamous to actually take the fights versus them. There's just way too much teamfight coming out from Thunder. But now they do have that BKB finished, as you were mentioning, in that last fight from the Troll. And he still gets kited up.
Yeah. It made all the difference at the start, though. Meant that he could get in, get on top of at least one target.
Yeah.
And take at least someone away from the 5-man of Thunder. But the speed from Freeze, again, so the Yule Scepters. Life is so hard for Stinger in these fights. This Omni Knight is not feeling like this off lane anymore. It's falling into sort of a support role with the amount that he has. Just so hard for him to get the job done. With the way that Thunder are playing.
They're just punishing so much that InFamous' moves, and just every time that they're grabbed up, they always get these multi-hero silences, multi-hero stuns. It makes it really hard for InFamous to fight. And Schofield is 1 in 12 on this Tusk. Every single time he walks and tries to help out his teammates, he just gets blown up. Just so much overwhelming magic damage.
VGJ Thunder will probably want to wait until the Exorcism is back up. As we saw in that last fight, Freeze did pop it just before falling.
They're so high level on their cores as well. It's now you see Minos as well as Pepita. They started to catch back up after those big kills, but it's still level 20 Luna.
Freeze. They'll get glimpse back. InFamous have to be so careful about how they take a fight outside of the base, with themselves being down 2 sets of racks. push can come in incredibly fast from Thunder, and they do have Exorcism available now.
InFamous just desperately pushing out that top lane because they still have a tier 2 alive, so they don't have to worry about them just going into the base and taking that tower. They have to go through the tier 2 first. Thunder has everything at the ready though, and level 18 on Death Prophet 2 for that level 3 Exorcism.
Level 20 Sylar and 700 gold away from his own BKB. We're gonna see this Tusk. He said he was 1 for 12. That's gonna be another kill. Onto the scoreboard of Schofield as he gets caught out outside the base. The ward vision there, giving them the info, Thunder.
Roche gonna be respawning in about a minute and a half. But looks like they're just trying to siege down that top for the time being. And they're actually smoking. They're gonna look for a fight here.
They might catch some of InFamous off guard. Miku, he's going to be on the front lines, caught out by the silence. He's going to try and run and hide. Jump forwards there. Miku, he will get focused by Fade and Yang. They've got no disruptor for 45 seconds. Stinger with the repel, trying to run himself up to the high ground. You can see Freeze looking for the control. Will follow him, has the Yules up. They've got the silence. They're chasing down this Omni. Can Schofield do anything to protect him? It doesn't look like he can. Stinger will fall and does not have buyback. Schofield, maledicted, death warded by DDC, getting handled by the Doctor.
And Sylar, he does take out that top tier 2, and they have Exorcism in the base right now. This top lane is exposed.
They've only got the 2 cores left. 3 down on InFamous without buyback available. Thunder looking for the third and final set of racks to claim those mega creeps. What can they do? Minos goes in with the BKB, looks towards DDC. It has to be a BKB in retreat. Backs away. The racks cannot be held by InFamous. The mega creeps are out. Thunder now with a 23k advantage, and they're looking for the game. Onto the tier 4s, Pepita jumps in, but again Freeze with the Yules, sending the DK up into the air on the side. The combo's there onto Minos. He's bursted down, he does have buyback. Pepita will find DDC, but the physical's too much from this Luna and DP. There's no DK for 80 seconds. Buyback for DDC. The 4-man of InFamous, is it strong enough to get these kills? The bash from Minos. They're looking towards Freeze. Freeze getting focused, kinetic field shards, controlling the Death Prophet. They do finish off the kill. Sylar, he's focused. Hurricane pikes back the troll, but the GA's out, keeping Minos alive. Sylar trying to run. He's so damn speedy with the Mask of Madness, but the blink forward for Stinger is there. He's got the slow for the DJ Nora. The Axis, they'll connect, but DDC throws out the cast. It's not enough. Stinger with the purification.
The throne is dying. The throne's dying to creeps. They have to back up.
Thunder losing heroes, but Yang did just pick up Stinger outside of the base. The creeps swarming in. Minos picking up Sal's, making sure that he can keep himself focused on defending the Ancient.
And there is Megas, so this is a very, very hard defense for InFamous. When all Thunder respawns, they've got everything at the ready, so they could just look to barrel down that mid lane. If they want to be super safe, they could go for Roche, but they have more than enough to close this game out.
InFamous fighting with a tournament lifeline on the line, and we can really feel it here. The way that they are holding, despite all the odds. Can they really turn it around though? Thunder, as we've seen, as you say, they can play it safe, get everything back together. Dagon being picked up by Freeze, he's had enough. He wants to zap down these cores when he gets the opportunity to do so.
They know how hard it is for InFamous to really have a chance in this game.
And Minos has to be careful mid. There's the jump for Fade, starting to kid things off. Minos silenced up. There's the dagger, but the BKB comes through from Minos. Goes set to bind Fade sometime, but look, Minos turns towards Freeze. Siphon is out, self-fuels from Freeze, but the punch from Schofield holding him down. There's the bash, but the BKB wears off for Minos. Gets comboed by Yang. Minos out of the game. Roll forward from Fade. They pick up the Tusk as well. And with no draw wall off for 90 seconds, this should be the GG push from Thunder.
Minos calls it in allied chat though. But yeah, Pepita had to use the Dragon Form just to even try to clear the creep wave. They actually can't,
and
they just called it.
They know it's over, they tap out. GG is called as VGJ.THUNDER will move forward to face Evil Geniuses in the grand finals here at the GSC Indonesia Minor. And what a series, another fantastic display of Dota from both sides. But at the end of the day, it was just that little bit more punished by Thunder. These guys just seem unstoppable with the Death Prophet. They play the timing so perfectly, and they just punished the heck out of this Troll Warlord Battle Fury. There was nothing that Minos could do to hold himself in this game.
Exactly. That was pretty much the biggest thing for me there, is that they could just kept running around as 4 or 5 heroes, and knowing that this Troll Warlord is trying to farm with that Battle Fury, they took such advantage of it. They punished Stinger, they punished Schofield time and time again. Papita tried his hardest in this game. He had some really nice clean rotations, but Thunder, with this draft, with this early game aggression, looks so much stronger than when they have something like that Dusa. When they can actually make moves around the map, they really can just claim it and make the map a lot smaller for the enemy team and take it over.
And the Sylar Luna, of course, just a solid rock. The farm was there. That's the speed that they took down the structures, just all in all, an